Hey, good day. This is your hillbilly historian coming to you from the hills of East Tennessee. Today, I want to discuss a very controversial subject. First, I want to make clear that I'm not an atheist. I'm not even an agnostic. I'm not sure exactly what I am. I was raised a Baptist, Southern Baptist Christian, and I've always claimed to be a Southern Baptist Christian. And I favor the Christian religion over all others, uh, simply because Islam is purely evil. It was uh, created to be evil, and the Quran is full of evil. It is not a religion of peace, as they see. It's okay for Muslims to lie to infidels, and we're an infidel to them. And I always like to say, why did God create infidels? So there'd be somebody to pay retail. But anyway, is there a God or is there not a God? Now I want to make some facts perfectly clear. Nobody alive today has seen God as uh, described in the Holy Bible. Nobody can step forward and say they have seen God or they have proof of God. Uh, it just ain't ever happened. Now, Christianity is based on faith. What is faith? You got to believe in something that ain't necessarily totally true. You know, they can make crap up, throw BS at you. And I like to say the sole purpose of education is to be able to recognize bullshit when you encounter it. And when I was about 11 or 12 years old, I was sitting in the pew listening to our Southern Baptist minister jump up and down and shout. And he had a handkerchief in one hand, the Bible in the other, and he was wiping his face and wiping his mouth. He was one of those old-time Southern Baptist preachers that really gave you a going over. And I was sitting there, and an epiphany, a feeling came over me. I don't know why, that this was pure unadulterated bullshit. All these stories he was telling up there, and all these stories that those kinky-haired brown people laying around under olive trees. Some people refer to them as sand niggers, Arabs, Jews, whatever they were. Sitting around writing these stories that they had to make a lot of stuff up. They didn't have microscopes, they didn't have telescopes, they didn't have science like we have today. So they had to create a lot of stories. And that's what you get in the Bible. In fact, the Bible don't have all the stories in it. A Catholic Great Committee, Council of Nicaea, decided what was going to be in your Bible and what was not. And then King James put together 50 scholars. I think they modified it a little bit to suit themselves. But I hear preachers today say, the King James Version is good enough for me. And that's what they go by. But I'm telling you what, I just do not believe they really know what they're talking about. I'm looking at this from a historical viewpoint, not a theological viewpoint. Now, with theological viewpoints, you got to have faith, you got to believe. And even though a lot of theologians do a lot of research, they still ascribe to the tenets of the Old Testament and New Testament. But like I say, Science, you know, mankind is in his embryonic stages of development. There's a lot of things we really don't know yet. And the creation of this earth, uh, this universe, we don't know. You know, we're sending really advanced telescopes out there to try to figure this crap out. But we still don't have the final answer. Now, science is making a lot of great advancements, especially with the development of the free market in North America. The first law passed by the first U.S. Congress was the copyright and patent law, protecting your intellectual rights, your inventions, your creations, your songs, everything. And since then, in the next 250 years, mankind has advanced more in the 250 years than they had in the previous 10,000 or even the previous 100,000. Mankind is advancing phenomenally fast now. And I really do believe with the use of AI, there will be a time when we'll be able to travel faster than the speed of light. As Captain Kirk says aboard the Enterprise, warp 7. That's 7 times the speed of light or faster. And mankind will achieve that eventually. And through AI, longevity will increase significantly, and mankind will advance hugely if we can keep the socialists and the ignorant out of the way. But anyway, back to this issue of a God. You know, no human has ever seen God, so to speak. You know, the people that have probably come the closest to claiming there's a creator are the modern day microbiologists. They're discovering stuff that's amazing about what goes on in every little single cell in your body and in every living thing on this earth. It is absolutely amazing what goes on in microbiology. Stuff that we're trying to achieve, and we will eventually. Now, Charles Darwin and these evolutionists, now these people, they have a religion that claims evolution is the answer to our development. I'm not too sure about that. There was a lot that Charles Darwin didn't know. So he based his theory on very limited knowledge. He didn't know what microbiology was, and he could not explain why most life forms appeared during the Cambrian age about 600,000 years ago. You know, now there's another theory out there called inevitable emergence. Now this means that there's some kind of force out there that if all the elements are present for the creation of life, that it will automatically develop. That these forces cause everything to come together in a proper manner and life is created. But let me tell you something. That DNA is so complex, it is mathematically impossible for that to come together in the exact order it has come together through evolution. It just wouldn't happen that way. So these evolutionists, they have to have a lot of faith in their belief as well as Christian, the creationist. So they're both based on a lot of faith. Now there's more science backing evolution because we know evolution does occur. You know, the Civil War soldier, 1861 through 1865, had an average height of 5'7" and a shoe size of about 10 or 11. The Vietnam soldier, 100 years later, had a shoe size of 9, 10. and a height of 6 foot, 6'1". So change does occur, and evolution does mean change occurs. But was life formed by evolution? Now, major universities in the world have tried so hard to create life in the laboratory and they can't do it. They try every which way they can to create life and they can't do it. They've also tried to create oil and natural gas and they can't do it. It's a natural process that we don't know the answer to yet, and neither do the evolutionists. They don't know the answer. So there's a lot of faith in their belief, and a lot of faith as there is faith in the Christian belief. But a lot of microbiologists say, look, there's no way these things could happen inside these cells could come about through evolution. That had to have been created. And a lot of them really do believe there was a creator. They've not seen him yet, don't know what he looks like. But hey, it's okay not to know. It's okay to have faith. It's okay. But the evolutionists don't tell the Christians they're wrong, and Christians don't tell the evolutionists they're wrong. We're all searching for the basic truth, and if we're honest in our research and the development of our research, we will eventually reach the answer to everything. It takes time and patience. We will, if there's a God, we will one day maybe meet him face to face, if there's a creator. But in the meantime, we better accept the way things are and work toward research and development, as the microbiologists are doing. And the evolutionists are still doing research and looking for the basic truths of humanity and mankind. And someday we will get there. But in the meantime, let's not be killing each other, destroying each other over differences in our beliefs and our faiths. If the Arabs, Islam, Muslims would get the hell out of the way and let man progress naturally through his natural curiosity and not have any church or scientific dogma try to hold us back. We must keep continuing our research and studies until we reach the ultimate goal, the basic truth of our existence. In the meantime, let's keep advancing. Let's use this AI in a positive manner, and let's start settling these exoplanets all throughout our galaxy. And let's go to Andromeda, the next closest galaxy, and start settling exoplanets there. And let's get her done and quit letting nonsense stand in our way. And evil and nonsense. We've got to rely upon common sense, research, and truth to advance humanity to where he really needs to go. And this is your hillbilly historian from the hills of East Tennessee, trying to give you a small insight into something your high school and college history books don't care to mention. You have a good day.